Alright, first up I have to give a disclaimer. This is not a kid-friendly video. None of mine ever are, really, but this is not a kid-friendly video. We're going to talk about Black Lives Matter. And I know this isn't going to be a conversation a lot of people want to talk about. I don't care. I'm going to talk about it anyway. Black Lives Matter is funded through George Soros' foundations with a message. If we don't get what we want, we will burn the system down and we'll create our own. I'm sorry, if you think that that's a good message to send out, I'll automatically right off the top, then that's your option. I don't believe it. I think that's probably one of the worst messages they could have ever put out, but it's not the only message they ever put out. They put out a lot of them. The city of Cortland mayor, Brian Tobin, a 5-term city mayor, I have to guess he's a Democrat because he won't show the affiliation, allowed their logo to be painted on our main street in the city of Cortland. I don't live in the city any longer because I didn't feel it was safe to do so. They took over Union Street and South Main Street and South Ave with Syracuse Development Corporation coming in, rebuilding all these houses, and then busting their people down here, and they weren't the best people, I can tell you right now. So I don't live in the city of Cortland anymore. When I found out all that was going on, I moved to Tompkins County. And what happened with Tompkins County is they became a sanctuary county. You're not allowed to ask a person, are you here legally? Are you a U.S. citizen? They're not allowed to ask any of that stuff. So I moved out of Tompkins County because of that, and I moved back, but not in the city. That main street is still the main street of all county residents, and it also is located near our county courthouse. It's also located near our county sheriff's department. That is the heart of our city. BLM stands for defunding the police and are against capitalism. Did you not know that Main Street capitalism is what pays the taxes in the city of Cortland? Seriously? And we're going to go out there in front of all these businesses and we're just going to put down a big symbol of Black Lives Matter right on Main Street. Close the street down, it'll be all right. We're just going to go out there and we're going to do it. Now, I understand. It wasn't just black people painting. It was white people. It was all kinds of artists getting together and doing it. That's fine. I don't care about that. What I care about is the message that they're sending. Because Black Lives Matter stands for defunding the police against capitalism. There you go. You already got it. Does anybody do the homework anymore? You voted to deface the city to support an organization that has a convicted terrorist on the board of elections, their board of directors. Seriously? You allow a person that is a terrorist, known terrorist, don't get me wrong, it's not just any terrorist, it's a known terrorist, he's already been convicted of this, on the board of elections, or board of directors for Black Lives Matter. But no, that's no good. My note to Mr. Tobin, sir, did you also know that they're demanding reparations for slavery when not a slave has been owned by any living generation, let alone that New York was one of the top states to oppress it from the South? You could have vetoed this and stopped it dead in its tracks, but sir, you decided not to stir the pot. You allowed this emblem to be put on our main street. If you think that what's going on is acceptable, all I gotta say is visit my timeline. I've got a note to Mr. Tobin right on my timeline, and I shared it right to Mr. Tobin's timeline as well. Because this is such a bad stance for the Cortland area to take. We're talking Cortland, New York, not any of these other Cortlands. There's a lot of them. We're talking Cortland, New York. This is such a bad stance for them to take. Why is it such a bad stance to take? Because you're saying all lives don't matter, only black ones do. I'm sorry. I will disagree with you all the time on this one. But Mr. Tobin, I got to ask you, did you not you took an oath into office to serve and protect, to defend the Constitution against all foreign and domestic terrorists. And now you're putting BLM down on our main street, which is promoting a terrorist. So I have to ask, did you not take that oath? Did you forget what the words of that oath were? Every police officer we got, and believe me, we got a lot of good ones. The city of Cortland Police Department, they're all good officers as far as I can tell. I've talked to a lot of them. Our sheriff's department, they're outstanding. I know a lot of our troopers are all outstanding as well. I took the same oath, so I know what that oath says. It says to defend our area from foreign domestic terrorists and to uphold our Constitution. When you go and you take a terroristic group which wants to totally destroy everything, and I mean, these guys said it right out loud. They said, we are going to burn it down and create our own. That's terrorist talk. I don't care. It's not acceptable to me. It shouldn't be acceptable by anybody else. But Mr. Tobin, you had the right to veto this. You could have said, no, I don't want that painted on my street, and you didn't. You said, yeah, go ahead. Just have at it. It don't matter. It does matter. Because I live in Cortland County. I don't live in the city. But you know what? Main Street, Cortland County is Main Street, Cortland County. We have no other main streets that are any better than yours. Yours is where our head post office is. Yours is right around the corner from our sheriff's department. Yours is right around the corner from our 911 system. You're the heart of Cortland. And you need to react that way. You need to stop letting these guys push you around, because I'm going to tell you right now, if you let them push you around, then you better be ready to let me push you around, because I'm going to be honest with you, they ain't pushing me. I'll push back. That's it. That's it for my rant.